In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to move your website from one host to another. And in this, well, for this example, we're going to be moving the website donsmeatshop.com. And currently, it's hosted on Bluehost. So what you need to do is go into your FTP program and pull all your files for the website. And I'll show you that. I use FileZilla, and you can see here we're signed on to Don's website. I've got this up here blurred out because it's got all my other websites in there. But basically, you just want to create a backup folder. I've gone into my documents and created a folder called Website Backup, like you can see. And then we just grabbed everything in this file, and you can hit Shift and click your mouse, and it will highlight everything, and then just pull it all over. I've already done that, so that process is done. Next thing you need to do is go into your cPanel, and you've got to get the database, because when you're transferring to another host, what's going to happen, the database holds your comments and various things like that. So if you just move the website, you're really not getting all the files. You need to move the database as well. Most hosts or hosting accounts have multiple databases, and I'll show you this one. Like I said, we're on Bluehost, and here's all the databases. So you've got WRD 11, WRD 10, WRD 03, and there's no way to tell which database holds Don's Meat Shop from here. So what you have to do to figure that out is go back to your cPanel. Let's get rid of that. Go to your file manager, and once you're in your file manager, you need to choose the website that you're going to be dealing with if you've got multiple websites in there. And I do, so I'm going to kind of blur this so you can't see all the websites that I have. But what you want to do is open up the public_HTML file. In there will be all your websites. So you just choose the website that you're going to deal with, and it's going to bring you into this screen, which is all the files in there. From there, go to wp-config.php and click Edit or Code Editor. It's going to ask you if you really want to do that, and you say yes. And when you do that, it's going to open up that file, and right here you can see it shows that Don's Meat Shop is held in the WRD5 database. So now we can get out of this. Just close it, or close that window. It'll take you out. Now you need to go back. Well, where'd it go? I think I just closed out my cPanel. Let me get back into the cPanel. Okay, so here we are back into the cPanel. Now we know that we need to copy the database WRD5. So you'll have to go to phpMyAdmin. And this may or may not ask you for a password. Some do. Bluehost does. And what we'll have to do is put in that password and click go. Sometimes your host may not require a password, and it'll just take you into the file. Now from there, go to databases, and here you can see all the databases, and here's WRD5. So this is the one that has Don's website in it. So we want to click into that one, and now it brings you into all this. And what you need to do from here is just click the export button, and what that's going to do is bring you to this screen, exporting tables. And what we're going to do is just click go, and it's going to give us a copy. You can see that piece just went there into my downloads, and there it is. Now I have the file. It's called VIP Petro, which is actually my login to, or my account with Bluehost, and then WRD5.SQL. That is your database backed up. So that's what you need when you're going to move one website from one host to another. You do need to change your DNS servers to the other host. So if you don't know what those server numbers are, call the host that you're wanting to move the website to and just tell them you need to know what the DNS server numbers are, and they'll be able to tell you what those are. Otherwise, you can, most of the time you can get it within your cPanel. Let's see if Bluehost has it here. I haven't looked for it on Bluehost for a while, so I don't know. I don't see it offhand, but it's, you can probably find it in here. Like I say, if not, just call the host and ask them what the DNS server numbers are, and they'll be able to tell you. Reroute that domain, which we're going to go and do here in just a second, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Now these, depending on where you bought your domain name, all of these are going to be a little bit different. And you can see this is all blanked out. It's all my personal information, so I've blanked that out on purpose. But you can see we're dealing with Don's Meat Shop, and you go into your domain name server setup or something close to that. It may say DNS, and DNS just means domain name server. So what you want to do is click into that, and you can see here are the two DNS settings where we have this domain pointed over to Bluehost right now. And what we're going to do, we're going to change this to HostGator. Okay, you can see here now we're in the HostGator account, or the cPanel. And by the way, if you're looking for hosting, I recommend HostGator. I've got a link to it in the resources button on marketing-velocity.com. Just click on there. It'll take you over to HostGator. They give you a great deal. Their customer support is extremely good, and it's all based here in the United States, I think in Dallas, Texas. So what I'm going to show you here is that HostGator makes this pretty easy. You can see the name servers here, ns8075.hostgator.com and ns8076.hostgator.com. Those are the two we're going to use to put this new website into HostGator instead of Bluehost. So let's go here, and you can see it's not the first time I've done this. This program already knows that I'm sending it to HostGator, and just click Save Changes. Now it's processing, and you can see that it's done. HostGator is there. You can also see where it says it can take up to 24 hours to take effect. So don't think you're automatically going to go look up the website and it's just going to be changed. It's not. It can take up to a day, and it can go in and out too during that day. So don't get real upset if you can't get to it. But let's go back to HostGator now and go ahead and set up this website so we can get it going. What you're going to want to do is click an Add on Domain. And from here, we're going to, and we wanted to send the domain name servers over first to point to HostGator, because now HostGator, when it goes and looks for that website, will see that those servers are pointed over here, and it will automatically just let you load the website. So, or basically claim the website domain name. And now you don't want to use a root or anything, or I normally don't. So you can see here the root is just public HTML donsmeatshop.com, and that is going to be where all the files sit. Now you want to put a password in here, and looks like they match. So now you click Add Domain. Okay, we are successful. donsmeatshop.com has been created. Now we can go back. And one of the reasons I like HostGator, is because they have Fantastico. And when we click into Fantastico, now we'll be able to load WordPress onto Don's Meat Shop. And you can do this with any website. You don't have to have a backed up website. For this, you can just load WordPress onto any of your websites that you want. So you want to click New Installation. It takes a second, but we're getting there. Okay, and you want to choose Don's Meat Shop and you can put it on donsmeatshop.com or donsmeatshop. Whatever the main website was. I'd recommend just using the donsmeatshop.com or whatever your domain is .com. Now here I'm going to blank this out because this is going to be my login to the website, so you're not going to be able to see what my login and what my password is. And then you want an admin nickname, and what this is going to do is going to give you who makes posts and things like that. It'll be this will be the name that shows. So I'm going to call it Don's Meat Shop. And then you want an email address. Make this an email address that you actually get email, because they are going to email you about this. The website name, Don's Meat Shop, and a description. Chattanooga Sea Meat Shop. Okay. And now click Install WordPress, and it's going to bring you to this screen. Click Finish Installation, and you can see here now I'm at WRDP 16 is the database that I'm in here, and you're going to need to know that, so write that down. You can see the setup information here. Again, we've got it blanked out so you don't actually see my passwords and usernames and things, but on this screen you can choose to have this information emailed to you. If you know what it is and you don't need it emailed, just you're ready to get back and go to your control panel again. I typically do email this just in case. It's always good to have a backup, so let's email that. Alright, now that is done. Let's go back to the control panel. And we are going to go into FTP accounts, because we're going to FTP all these files that we've got, the backup website, into it. And you can see here's the FTP account, and just configure. Well, you can see the configure FTP client here, and just configure your FTP. The FileZilla is what I use. Again, you may use a different one, but FileZilla is probably the most prevalent on the market. Okay, now you may be thinking I kind of took you the long way around. You can see I'm signed into Don's Meat Shop on HostGator here, and I may have kind of taken you the long way around on this, because loading WordPress, you're going to get rid of all these files. I do this mainly just to kind of make sure that I'm in the right spot when I hook up the FTP programs, because there has been times where I logged in and thought I was in the right account and I wasn't in the right account, and or I'm loading files into a place where it doesn't actually work like I want. So by loading WordPress, you just know that you're loaded into the right folder. And now what you're going to do is just go in here and delete these files. Yes, we want to do that. This is going to take a second, so I'm going to pause the video. That's done. So what you want to do is go get your backed up website files and pull them over here. And what it's going to do is start loading all your old WordPress, your old website, into the new host. While that's going, I'm going to take you over here and go into phpMyAdmin. And remember where we saw WRDP 16 was our database. This is WRDP 16. Now this is the new database, so it actually doesn't have the things we need in it. What we have to do is delete this information. You can't change the name. It already has established WRDP 16 with Don's Meat Shop. So you have to change out the information within the database to be the old information so that it works right. Okay, so what we can do here is drop. And what that's going to do you really want to? Yes, we really want to. Okay, now you can see there's no tables found in a database. Now you have to go back and get the database you wanted. So now we click import, choose file. I'm going to blank these because I'm going into some of my clients' folders, but I will let you see. You can see here's the old wrd5.sql. Choose that one. Now that that's in there, click go, and what it's going to do is upload these files. Okay, you can see 80 queries from that, and now we've got all this information in our WRDP16. So now we have the database updated, and we're loading the website over here on this side. It's going to be updated, and that's it. Everything should be done. Your website should be working just fine. The nice thing about this is now that we've changed those name servers, leaving them over here, even while it's jumping back and forth from Bluehost to HostGator, the website's going to be the same, and it's going to be usable on either one. So your customers won't notice a difference, except for a little bit of time that it took you to change it. So if you're changing this for a customer, or even yourself for that matter, and you don't want there to, or you want to be just a small effect, I would recommend changing it late at night. A lot of times I do this around midnight. I'm not today. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so they may have seen some downtime with this site, but it'll be minimal because we did it fairly quickly. That's how to change your website from, or at least your WordPress website, from one hosting account to another hosting account. I hope you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below. If you have any questions, give me those questions in the comments below. And like I said too, if you're not comfortable doing this yourself, give us a call at Marketing Velocity and we will be happy to take care of it for you. So talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.